Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, my name is Summer. Today we are going to be covering the topic of the best drugstore slash affordable foundations. So I say slash affordable because one of the foundations you can't actually buy at a drugstore. You can only buy it at Ulta or Sephora, but it is, I would consider it a drugstore foundation because it's so affordable. I'm actually surprised that this brand isn't in drugstores, but we'll talk about it more when we get to that. Before we get started, please make sure you subscribe, hit that red button down below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. So let's jump right in. The first foundation I'm going to share with you guys is one that I discovered a long time ago when I was in college, and I love this foundation because it is so full coverage. They say it's medium to full, but I think it's full. And that is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. So this foundation is honestly awesome. It is one of my go-to everyday foundations. They have 45 different shades and it is the low price of $9.99. So for $9.99 you get a 1 ounce bottle, and it is a thicker formula. So I like it because it has the pump. So what I usually do is I'll pump it onto the back of my hand, and then you'll notice right away when you pump it out that it is a really thick formula, which I feel like might scare some people away, but it is very blendable, so you don't have to worry about that. It won't leave streaks or make you look blotchy or like a cake face or you're wearing a lot of makeup, which I feel like a lot of people might think that it does, and it might deter you away from this foundation when you first see the formula, but not to be worried. It's not like that at all. It's actually water resistant and oil free, and what's great is it's obviously by the name a concealer and a foundation in one, so it's really great at just evening out your entire skin tone and definitely hiding any under eye circles that you have, because the formula does include a concealer as well. Of course I would still use a concealer over it, but it does give that really good base from the beginning, which is awesome. It has a matte finish. I do like most of the time a little bit of glow, but since I have oily skin, for everyday I'll usually do matte just because I am out of the house for so long. So this is great for people who have oily skin. It is definitely going to control that. It doesn't crease or crack easily, which is awesome, especially because it is thicker. You would think that it might crease or anything like that, but it really doesn't. And it's also great for long wear when you know you're going to be out of the house a long time. So I usually will wear, I want to say 05 or 07. 07 gets pretty dark though for me. 05 on a normal basis. When I am like the palest, the whitest in the winter, I will wear 01, which is the lightest color that they have. But I do love that they have a huge shade range, so you'll definitely find something that works for you. And remember, if you can't find one that's the perfect shade for your skin, you can always mix 2 shades together. So that's definitely something that I recommend, and I personally do all the time. The next foundation I'm going to share with you guys is the L'Oreal Paris Pro Glow. This is their Infallible Pro Glow. This has been a go-to of mine, I want to say, for the past year or two. I love this foundation because it gives you a natural all-day glow. And they claim it's up to 24-hour wear. Haven't tested it that long. But once again, it doesn't crease or crack. I have no problems with that. It's very buildable because the foundation is very lightweight and creamy. So you put it on your hand, it almost starts running in a way because it's that lightweight, which I know a lot of people like that, especially for a more everyday. You're probably gonna like this over the last one I showed you. Unless you do like a really matte full coverage, then you will like the first one. But if you're more somebody who likes a little bit of glow, a little bit sheerer of a coverage, this will definitely be the one for you. It's so easy to apply. It's definitely a light to medium coverage with an air light texture. I feel like that's a good way to describe it, is air light, just because it is so creamy and so runny. And another awesome thing about it is that it has built-in 15 SPF. I feel like not many drugstore and affordable foundations have SPF built in anymore, and me, I am very fair complexion, so I have to be really careful, and a lot of times I don't like putting sunscreen on under my foundations. I don't know, it just gives me a feeling like my face is oily, and I don't like that. So it's so nice to have it built in and just have that little bit of protection already there. It's so hydrating. That's one thing that I've always noticed, is it's very, very hydrating. It doesn't dry out your skin. And it's definitely meant for normal to dry skin. But I have oily skin. So if you have oily skin, don't be scared to use this, because I still use it. If you find that it doesn't work for you if you have oily skin, try the Pro Matte. That's also a great foundation. Like I said, I just like to have a little bit of natural glow on my face, so I personally enjoy this. But if you like that more matte foundation, matte look to your face, then definitely pick up the Infallible Pro Matte. Okay guys, my last foundation I'm going to share with you guys today is probably my current favorite one, and it is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. So this is in the shade F10. I'm a little bit self-tanned right now, and I still have a little bit of my natural tan, so that's why I'm F10, but I could probably wear F8 too. That's a good kind of in-betweener one. So this is a full coverage foundation, and the reason I absolutely love this foundation is, for one, the built-in applicator. So it's like this large brush. It's already built in, which is awesome, because you feel like you're not wasting product. A lot of times when you have to squeeze the product onto your hand, you don't know how much you're going to actually use, and you might not use it all, and then that wastes the product. This, you go in lightly, you dip. All I do is just wipe streaks on my face, I blend in, and it's so buildable because the coverage is a little bit sheerer, and the foundation is very, very creamy and air light like the last foundation, so it's so easy to build. So start with less. Less is more with this one. Start less and then build it up if you want a fuller and fuller coverage from there. So another reason I love this foundation is it dries down to a demi-matte finish. So a demi-matte finish almost means that it gives you that airbrushed look. And I swear to you, every time I put on this foundation and then I hop in my car and I'm looking through my mirror or whatever it is, I am always in awe of how the foundation looks on my face. I'm just like, wow, this foundation really almost makes my face look like I have just this mask on, and it's a good type of mask. It's an airbrushed mask, and you can't really get that look with very many foundations. And I have a lot of texture to my skin. I break out a lot. I'm oily, like I mentioned. So to be able to feel like I can look at myself in the mirror and still feel like I have an airbrushed look to my face really makes me feel more confident. And I feel like that's something that you always want to feel like when you put on a foundation, is feel confidence and feel better about yourself. So that's definitely a huge reason why I love this foundation. Also, they have 50 shades. I don't know if I mentioned the price because my camera cut off, so I just basically start over, but it is $12 for this bottle, and it is 0.8 ounces, so it's a little bit smaller than the last two. The last two were both 1 ounce bottles, so you are getting a little bit less, but it is $1 cheaper than the Infallible Pro Glow. Still super affordable. Obviously, you can't get this at an actual drugstore right now, but you can get it at Ulta, Sephora, or on the website. I still consider it a drugstore foundation. Some of you might not. Don't come for me. Also, another awesome thing about it is that it's vegan, it's cruelty free, it's paraben free, and it's oil free. So those are all awesome things, especially the vegan and cruelty free part. I think that's something that we should definitely, you know, rejoice in and just be thankful for, because all of these foundations honestly should be vegan free and cruelty free, but I especially love that this one is, and you can always tell on a bottle if it's cruelty free. It'll have this little, I don't even know honestly what that is. It kind of looks like bunny ears to me, but it'll have that little symbol and it'll say cruelty free and vegan free, so that's awesome. Also, just another side note, they do have a new addition to this foundation. It is the Conceal and Hydrate formula. So this is just the Conceal and Define, but this is the Conceal and Hydrate. So I would definitely use this one if you have drier skin. It's definitely more hydrating. If you have oily skin, I do not recommend it. I have oily skin and it's not my absolute favorite when I put it on. I feel like I look really oily, especially after wearing it for a few hours, and I don't like that. I was very disappointed, honestly, when I got it and tried it out because I love the Conceal and Define one so much. So it's kind of a bummer, but if you have dry skin, it's definitely hydrating and it'll give you more of that glowy look. So check it out if you do like those types of foundations and you're interested in them. All right, guys, that's it for my top 3 drugstore affordable foundations. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means everything. If there's other drugstore foundations or affordable foundations that you would like to share, I would love to know. I'm kind of like a foundation freak. I love trying new foundations and I have so many and I probably don't use half of them, but I know there's so many of you out there who are trying to save money, or maybe you're getting started in a makeup career, makeup business, and you know it's really expensive, so you do want to be able to pick up things for your kit that are more affordable. And I love being able to share tips with you guys on how to save money or just products that are still awesome but are just on the cheaper side. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Mwah.